from Search Influence, and I'm going to talk today about how to navigate two key 2025 SEO trends. Not that long ago, there was one path for somebody to research. What's that path? Anybody? What was that path? Search engines. So search engines, of course, are still dominant, but there are two trends that are impacting your search visibility in 2025, and that is AI and social search. And so these trends can and probably did this year impact the traffic that you are earning today from search engines. But you can protect that traffic by understanding these trends and working it into your strategy. So the data shows us that learners are searching, of course, still on search engines, social media, and AI search engines like ChatGPT. As of May 2023, that's ancient history in AI world, 31% of people report searching on social media for answers to questions, and 12%, just 12%, used AI search like ChatGPT. At that time, ChatGPT was about 6 months old, so not super surprising to see it that low. But, scroll down a bit, sorry guys. As of 2024, HubSpot reports that 1 in 3, so now 33%, so from 12% to 33%, are using AI for search and are starting to trust AI answers more. And I think that that's really important. They're starting to trust those AI answers more. The same May 2023 study showed that about 15% of people prefer searching on social media over search engines. Gen Z and millennials, this chart on the right kind of breaks it down first by all generations and then by generation. So Gen Z and millennials were more likely to prefer social media to search. And around 30% of these two generations say they prefer to search on social media over search engines. Oops, sorry, it's a little funky on this computer. Okay. What makes this truly notable as a trend, though, is that now in 2024, the percentage of all generations that prefer to search on social media increased from 15% last year to 21% this year. So it is increasing. What this means for you is that our definition of search engine optimization needs to broaden. So we need to be thinking about search, not just on traditional search engines, but also social media and AI search engines. And it's really interesting how these three things intersect because basically they all want to do what each other is doing. And there's a little element of each of these things in each other. And so we're going to talk through a little bit of that intersection today, as well as help you see what are learners seeing, because it's not often that we're going to do that search on social media and really see what are the learners going to see when they're searching for our degrees and services. Yeah, sorry guys, the working on a PC over a Mac is a little funky. All right. So first we had to start with AI search engines. So who's heard of Perplexity? Everybody's heard of ChatGPT. Perplexity is billed specifically as an AI search engine, whereas ChatGPT is a chatbot. Now, there is a more traditional AI search engine coming with ChatGPT through SearchGPT, and that's going to kind of be, it's alongside it, it's kind of going to be embedded in it, and so it has more of a view like Perplexity. Now, when you look at Perplexity, it provides the searcher with sources, and that is what is really important here, because this is what's ultimately going to impact your traffic. So is your website, when information is being pulled onto your website, onto a AI search, is your website actually linked? And is somebody, is there a reason for somebody to ultimately click it and still visit your website? ChatGPT, on the other hand, as of a little while ago, did not include any sources on their free version. Sometimes they're starting to include sources on the free version. On the paid version, you do always see those sources. And the SearchGPT prototype that I mentioned does include sources, and the sources are more obvious like they are on Perplexity. So when the sources are cited, you may still get those click-throughs to your site, meaning you're still going to get that traffic and you can protect that traffic. But as and people ask the question, okay, how do I come up on AI search engines? As with many other areas of marketing, it is really great to start still with strong SEO fundamentals here as well. And one thing to note is that AI platforms tend to favor more conversational and natural language, so the way that we talk to each other. And so when you're writing for your website, you need to think about how people and humans actually speak, as opposed to simply writing a page of content that tends to not be in natural language. So now taking a look at Google's AI overview, this is the next question that we get a lot is how do you appear in Google's AI overviews? So classic SEO techniques are also impactful in earning a spot in Google's AI overview results, which appear at the top of some Google searches. You may feel like you are seeing this all the time, but a recent study shows that the AI overview is present for just 7% of searches on Google. However, that same study, jobs and education was the number 10 industry for AI overviews to appear. So it is impacting the jobs and education industry more than it is impacting other industries so far. And so AI overviews are really another step in Google fulfilling their mission to make it easier for people to find information. As you can see here, for searches that result in an AI overview, they're often the first thing you see. They're not always the first thing you see. Sometimes they're a little bit further down the page. And we find it's helpful to really understand the anatomy of that AI overview. So first, as with traditional results, Google is highlighting what you searched for to prove that they answered your question. And then we're happy to see that Google is providing these clickable sources off to the right as well. And when you have like multiple sources of information in AI overview, there's a little link next to each of those, just like you would cite in a research paper. So again, that's another place you can still protect some of your traffic. But given how much space these AI overviews take up on the screen, they are pushing down the traditional organic results. So even if your university is ranking in the top 5 positions and you're used to getting a lot of traffic, it is going to ultimately reduce your traffic to that page that you were getting from search engines. But however, if you can be included in the AI overview as a source, you can protect some of that traffic. So according to a study conducted by our friends at Sierra Interactive, organic CTR, which is the percentage of your clicks that your university organically gets in search results when it appears, declines about 70%. So organic click-through rate declines about 70% when an AI overview is present in the results. And when you're looking at the results for a search term that does not generate an AI overview, organic CTR trends around 2.94. Excuse me, that's that first number at the top. However, when an AI overview is present, organic CTR goes down to more like 8.84%. That's a pretty big difference. Now, not all of that organic traffic goes away completely with AI overviews present. As I said before, when you are the person that is actually linked in that source, you're going to ultimately get more clicks. And so Sear found that your organic CTR increases to 1.08% when you are included as that AI overview source. So working to be included in a source for an AI overview is your best chance of preserving as much of that traffic as you can ultimately. I think the stat is about 70% of the sources cited in an AI overview are from the top 10 results on that page. So classic SEO, getting onto the first page and getting as high as you can onto that first page is your best chance at becoming one of the sources in an AI overview. Okay, now let's talk about social search. So there are two sides of social search. The first is when a learner discovers your content when searching on social media. The other side is when learners discover your social media content on Google search results. So as I reviewed earlier, there is a subset of the population who prefers to search on social media, and this number could grow as long as people actually find what they're looking for and find what they expect to find on social media. And that's where you can come in by taking advantage of this opportunity. And so we're going to focus on what it looks like when a learner searches on a social. So here on TikTok, for the search best project management courses, we see a typical video post that you would expect on TikTok of best 3 project management courses. And what's that right above it? It's an AI overview, not a Google AI overview, but a TikTok AI overview. And so it's an AI-driven search highlight that summarizes what TikTok AI sees in all of the videos on their platform. And so below this text content, you get that one hero video, and then you get several more videos as you scroll down the page. Now on Instagram, the search looks a lot different. So for best project management courses, searchers see a variety of visual results, including, very familiar static post advertising courses, people-focused reels, and informational posts, including examples that break down topics you might normally see in a blog post. None of this content is that incredibly compelling, and it's still very visible for a pretty valuable search. So that shows that there's a lot of opportunity to be a strong player here. Now on Reddit, looking at it as an example for cybersecurity training online, you get several discussions relevant to your search where learners can get multiple points of view. And that's what's really awesome about Reddit. You can get a lot of people's opinions really fast. And so it's really important not to forget about sites like Reddit that most people don't typically think of when they think of social media. But Reddit and Quora are incredibly dominant on Google search engines. They rank on Google for many search phrases and pretty prominently. And so by participating in the conversation on those sites, you can get your programs and the messaging that you want about your programs in front of more searchers. All right, so how can you ultimately be a leader in this area? So both of these trends, like I've said, could impact your digital footprint. So how can you protect your visibility? First, understand how this is impacting you. Have you lost your traffic? Where are you losing traffic? Do AI overviews show up for your top keywords? How well do you rank on Google? What comes up when you search for key programs on social media? Second, when you do social, think SEO. What keywords can you include in your social media posts? It's probably not something you have necessarily started to incorporate into your social media strategy where you're trying to engage those users on that platform. How can you reproduce website content as native social content? And finally, when you write content, think large language model to increase your chance at being in that AI overview. How can the wording be more natural? How can you answer the question more directly? Ultimately, you should be formatting your content to fit that little snippet at the top of Google and make it really easy for them to say, this is the perfect answer to this person's search. So I'm going to show it in that AI overview. And if you'd like some help, our team at Search Influence is here. Thank you.